Hey, welcome to the 5 o'clock summer news. My name is Adam Burke. I'm going to make you a delicious cocktail and talk about the news, because once you hear that news, you're going to need a drink. Today's drink is a salty dog. I've been watching an awful lot of the Larry Sanders Show recently, and it's Artie's favorite drink next to just Glenlivet on the rocks. It's a pretty straightforward drink, but there does seem to be some disagreement as to their proportions and ratios.
Good bartender doesn't even know the proportions. Just because Cheers was a hit, every asshole thinks he can mix a drink.
I'm going to try to make it as much the way Artie makes it. To that end, we're going to do it with vodka. This is going to be enough for one drink. You don't need a cocktail shaker for this. A lot of recipes will say build this in a highball glass, but we're doing it Artie's way, so we're using these little rock tumblers like he does on the show. Take a lime wedge, cut a slice in it, and then run that around the rim of your glass. Comme ça. A new lab analysis of Subway's tuna sandwiches failed to identify tuna DNA in the meat. Or to put it another way, Charlie, you are not the father. The study stemmed from a lawsuit suing the sandwich chain for false advertising, which Subway has responded to with a 15% discount on the sandwiches with the promo code It's Real. Yeah, nothing's gonna make me want to eat this shit less than you giving it to me cheap and insisting it's real. What were the rejected slogans? Subway, it's fine. Subway, there are starving kids who would kill for whatever this is. Subway, it's not tuna. Take your glass, circle it in some coarse sea or kosher salt, not table salt. And get it pretty salty the way Artie does. Fill your glass with ice. Lawmakers around the globe have agreed upon a new legal term for the most egregious of crimes against the environment, which they are calling ecocide. And here I was thinking ecocide was when you deliberately drove your Prius off a bridge. The hope is that this new classification of crime will be adopted by the International Criminal Court, despite the fact that the ICC has no power to prosecute the world's two biggest polluters, China and the US, which is a bit like having a world's biggest asshole competition and not inviting either Ted Cruz or Logan Paul. Even if the ICC could prosecute the US for environmental crimes, we all know the US would just marry the environment, so it couldn't testify against us. A lot of recipes I read will call for 1.5 ounces of vodka. We're doing it Artie style, so we're going to do a little bit more than that. It's up to you how much you want. I'm going to do more than that. 2 or 3 ounces of freshly squeezed grapefruit juice to taste. Just 30 days before the opening of the 2021 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, organizers announced that while they would allow live spectators, they would be banning sales of alcohol. And I see their point. I mean, who needs to get wasted to enjoy the men's 50-kilometer speed walking? The ban represented a complete 180 for Tokyo officials who were responding to outcry over the fact they were planning to sell beer at the Olympics while maintaining heavy restrictions on local drinking establishments. And I gotta hand it to those Japanese barflies who were like, hey man, if I can't drink, nobody can. I guess if you want to get drunk while watching this year's Olympics, you're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned traditional way. Getting loaded on your couch, telling anyone who will listen your bullshit opinions about why Slovakia is a shoo-in for the water polo gold. I think Artie garnishes his with olives, but I neither have nor like olives, so I'm just going to have as is. That is a salty dog a la Artie from Larry Sanders, and this has been the 5 o'clock summer news. Cheers. Oh. Awesome. Oh, awesome.